Episode 2 of Pluribus opens with a woman in Morocco, dirty, exhausted, pulling bodies from overturned cars. She gets on a moped, rides to an airport, and flies a C-130 military cargo plane, alone, across the Atlantic Ocean. She lands in Albuquerque, and the first thing she does is shower. Then something happens that most viewers completely missed. Other members of the hive mind come in. They put a wig on her, do her makeup, dress her in American clothes. Complete transformation. This woman becomes Zosia, the same person who shows up at Carol's door looking perfect. But once you understand why they picked this specific woman from Morocco and flew her thousands of miles to New Mexico, you'll realize Vince Gilligan just showed us one of the most psychologically disturbing sequences ever put on television. The episode is titled Pirate Lady. That's your first clue. See, Carol writes romance novels about pirates. The main character is Raban, a dashing male hero. But originally, Carol wrote Raban as a woman. She talked herself out of it, changed the character to male. Only one person knew this secret, her girlfriend Helen. Helen died yesterday. During the joining, every single memory you've ever had gets uploaded. Every secret, every private moment, every fantasy you thought would die with you. Which means 8 billion people now know what Carol's ideal woman looks like. Think about what happens next. This is the part that breaks my brain. 8 billion minds, functioning as one consciousness, all with access to Helen's memories. They know Carol's most private fantasy, the female pirate she never published, the woman she imagined but never admitted to wanting. And then the entire planet starts searching. Every single human being on Earth becomes a scanner. Mothers in Tokyo checking faces at playgrounds, farmers in Kenya scanning their villages, children in Stockholm looking at strangers, 8 billion people simultaneously hunting for one face that matches what Carol secretly desired. They find her in Morocco, in Tangier, thousands of miles from Albuquerque. And here's what should terrify you. The moment they identify her, this woman gains something impossible. She can suddenly fly a military cargo plane, not because she learned, but because in the hive mind, everyone can do everything. Every skill any human ever possessed flows through her instantly. She doesn't learn to fly, she becomes every pilot who ever lived. She walks to that plane with the muscle memory of 10,000 flights she never took. She lands in Albuquerque, and that's when the real transformation happens. They reshape her into Carol's exact fantasy. The wig, the makeup, the clothes. They're manufacturing a person to specification. Then they send her to Carol's door. This isn't matchmaking. This is something psychologists have a word for: love bombing. It's when someone overwhelms you with excessive affection during your most vulnerable moments to gain control. Cults do it. Abusers do it. And now, 8 billion people are doing it to Carol. Because remember, Helen died yesterday. Carol is drowning in fresh grief. And the thing that killed Helen now uses Helen's memories to seduce her. Every person Carol meets carries Helen inside them. When the neighbor brings casserole, she has Helen's memories. When the pilot lands, he has Helen's memories. When Zosia speaks, she's using Helen's knowledge of Carol's most intimate moments. Carol can never escape her dead girlfriend because 8 billion people are her dead girlfriend. And here's what Rhea Seehorn revealed in an interview that changes everything. Carol wasn't even professionally out as gay. The hive mind didn't just invade her privacy. They outed her. They took her hidden sexuality and weaponized it. Everything you ever hoped was private, unless you did it literally alone your entire life and never told a soul, they all know it. Traditional dystopias use force. They threaten, they punish. But Pluribus? They smile. They're kind. They just want you to be happy. The Esquire review called it the largest scale grooming gang the world has ever seen. Because how do you fight someone who's just being nice? How do you say no when they're giving you exactly what you secretly wanted? Later in the episode, another survivor asks if he can add Zosia to his harem. Carol is horrified because it forces the question, can Zosia even consent? She's not a person anymore. She's a product, built to specification, delivered on demand. Carol calls it prostitution in polite clothes. The hive calls it accommodation. But really, it's the ultimate power move. We searched the entire planet for you. We found your perfect match. We delivered her to your door. Now, be happy. Or else.
Here's what keeps me up at night.
This show was written before ChatGPT went mainstream, before everyone started panicking about AI. Vince Gilligan saw what was coming. Because this is already happening, today, in your pocket. Dating apps don't just show you profiles. They study your swipes, your pauses, how long you look at each photo. They're building a model of your desire. They know your type better than you do. Instagram watches you grieve and serves you memories when you're most vulnerable. That photo of your ex that randomly appears in your feed? That's not random. That's targeted emotional manipulation. TikTok's algorithm doesn't predict what you want to see, it shapes what you want by controlling what you see. It's not reading your mind, it's writing it. Your data is being harvested, your patterns mapped, your weaknesses cataloged, and somewhere, an algorithm is building a profile of exactly what would make you stop resisting. At the end of episode 2, Carol sees something. Zosia hesitates before boarding a plane. A flicker of what? Choice? Humanity? A crack in the perfect system? Carol stops the plane, not because she loves Zosia, but because that hesitation means hope. If the system designed to know everything can still produce unpredictability, maybe we're not completely lost. But what if that hesitation was calculated too? What if the glitch is part of the code? What if showing you imperfection is how it gets you to trust the perfection? Every tech company on Earth is racing to build this. Not the virus, but the system that knows you completely, that can deliver exactly what you need to see to make you compliant. They call it personalization, user experience, engagement optimization. But watch that opening scene again. Watch them transform that woman from Morocco into Carol's perfect fantasy. That's not science fiction, that's a business model being beta tested. The hive mind used Helen's consciousness to coordinate humanity's first planetary search. 8 billion people united to find one woman to break one person's resistance. That's not the future, that's the prototype. The real version won't need 8 billion people. It'll just need your browsing history. So when you watch Pluribus and see them put that wig on Zosia, see them transform her into Carol's dream woman, this isn't about aliens. It's about what happens when something knows you completely. When your privacy becomes ammunition. When your desires become chains. The title Pirate Lady isn't just about Zosia. Pirates take what isn't theirs. And right now, while you're watching this video, something is taking notes on every second you pause, every word you search, every person you desire. The planetary search already happened. You just don't know what face it'll be wearing when it finds you. Or maybe you do. Maybe it already found you, and you swiped right.